Today we're going to be talking about nutrition and recovery with registered dietitian Jenna Werner of Happy, Strong, Healthy. Now, we have a lot to cover, and this is such a fascinating and fun topic, but the first thing I want to know is your background and what got you started in your business.
Yes. So first, thank you for having me.
Okay.
I went to college, actually didn't even know what a dietitian was, which is the true story. I went in and the person that was at the College of Health and Human Development said, Jenna, what do you love? And I was like, food.
Yes! I like where this is going
She was
already.
like, all right, well, what else? I'm like, I like people too. She's like, I have a career for you. I'm like, all right, like what kind of career can combine these two things together? And that was becoming a registered dietitian, which was a lot more science than I ever expected.
Right.
But I'm so glad that I did it. From there, after finishing my internship after school, I went into the subacute nursing facility world. So I started my career in the nutrition for recovery, basically. From there, I went into the acute care world, which is more hospital setting.
Right.
And then I spent some time in retail. So I was actually a dietitian in a grocery store.
Wow.
Yeah, which was really fun. And then I worked in
So you were
nutrition
helping
management.
shoppers?
Yeah. So I helped shoppers find the products that would actually help them with whatever recovery or goal they were working for. So
that's pretty
there's
amazing.
a lot more stuff in the store that people realize. So that was really fun. And then more recently, I've started a private practice.
One of the things I love that you said is that you are your own client. So when you work with people, they're very similar to your own background.
Yes.
When it comes to dieting, when it comes to healthy lifestyle. So what do you mean by that?
So there's so much competition out there, and there's so many options out there is really a better way to say it. And there's so many dietitians that want to help you. But I believe that I am my own ideal client because every person that I work with has a little bit of something that I've experienced either in my past or even I'm still working through myself. And I'm able to relate energy-wise and kind of meet that person where they are because I've been there. So for example, you know, after college, I tried every fat burner on the book. I bought those pills, I tried the shakes, I did the quick trim, the whatever, you know.
The cabbage soup diet.
Whatever I could to just drop that 5 pounds so then I could go out on the weekends and start over again on Monday. I was so that person. And so when I hear people talk about that and they have this struggle inside where they're like, I can't break free of it, I'm like, let's do this.
Right.
Like, we can.
You're like, I have experience with that. So when you talk about that recovery, what are they exactly recovering from? The yo-yo kind of dieting or from, let's say, someone who maybe is going through a health scare or something similar?
So personally, I work with a lot of different types of people going through different types of recovery. Primarily diet recovery would be my number one. However, what I loved about nutrition in my past was really being able to see food and nutrition in a medical state really help heal people. So nutrition's primary purpose is to heal us, whether it be emotionally or physically or from situations like surgical procedures, or if someone's, God forbid, going through treatment. Oncology nutrition is huge.
It is
So
big.
I've worked in all of those areas, and whereas right now I'm primarily helping people recover from maybe some emotional pieces of their nutrition world, I do love the nutrition for recovery, the science piece of really what nutrition can do for our bodies. And when I say nutrition and diets, I mean food.
The one thing I want to talk about, because I know it's a personal story for you, is you're actually helping your dad through his own recovery. So how is that working?
Unwillingly. No, I'm just kidding.
I know it can be difficult to get our parents to eat right.
Family's hard.
So how are you doing that?
So my dad's actually in upstate New York. So last week he had his hip replaced, which I feel very grateful that this is his first major surgery for both of us. And I'm very grateful for that. But so he had his hip replaced, and for some people it could be considered a minimal surgery, but it's a pretty major surgery, especially for someone that has not had surgical procedures before. Nutrition is one of the key components in every aspect of healing. So I actually flew up north, flew up north last week and helped my mom. I did all the food shopping while she was there taking care of him. I did all the food shopping. I cooked for probably 6 or 7 hours straight, sneaking in nutritious foods that are important
Getting
for
that
healing.
protein and that fiber in there.
Fiber, micronutrients wherever I could, so that everything that he ate would serve a purpose. Because post-surgery, one of the major major things that we see is that you have no appetite, right? So you're not moving around as much. Some people are bedridden, or you are not going to the bathroom because you're on so many medications.
And that's important.
And when you get backed up, you're not hungry. So having that nutrition and really knowing what to eat for those purposes, that piece alone is one thing is so important. Making every bite count is what I like to say. But the other piece of it too is that to regenerate cells, create new cells, that comes from energy. And one of the number one ways that people delay their healing process is poor nutrition post-surgery.
Absolutely.
And so there are dietitians in hospitals, but to be honest with you, I actually shouldn't say this, but I don't even know if they came in to see somebody after a hip replacement right away. So I told him that I sent him a lot of images. It was like me in a Superwoman coat saying, I'm on my way.
I'm your super nurse with my super fibers. Come in here. So,
fiber, protein, micronutrients, and water.
And I want to get into the science of that. So very quickly, can you talk about the importance of protein, fiber? You mentioned micronutrients and how they are needed for a nutrition and recovery lifestyle.
Yes. So overall, in general, after a surgical procedure, if you're healing from anything, you want to combat that inflammatory process, number one. That's the first stage of healing. So calorie needs are up so much. So your caloric needs, again, even though you're laying down, even though you're not moving as much, your calorie needs go way up. So that's the first thing that's really hard for people post-surgically to wrap their heads around. So making every calorie count. Your protein needs are primarily used for regenerating cells and healing wounds. So protein needs go way up. Protein also keeps us full. So it's important to kind of put that protein a little bit in everything so you're getting it from all angles. That's number one. Number two is 2 and 3 together is fiber because of that possible constipation from medications and also from not moving around as much, in addition to water. When you increase your fiber intake, you need to increase your water, otherwise you exacerbate the opportunity for constipation.
And you need that hydration.
Yes,
absolutely.
And hydration, yes.
Absolutely. Where can we find recipes? Because I know this is something you mentioned. You made some muffins for your dad that incorporated that protein, that fiber. Where can we find some of these recipes?
Yes, so on my blog, happystronghealthyrd.com, I actually put up
Write that down.
My famous energy bites. So my dad loves cookies, so he'll eat any cookie. I made energy bites that I snuck unflavored whey protein into the energy bites and a ton of flax seeds.
Yes.
So there's that fiber and that protein combined together with chocolate chips and actually with pumpkin seeds that have a ton of nutrients for healing as well, and oatmeal, and there's some sweetness from honey and some other good ingredients in there. And then you can actually smush them down if you want to and bake them for a couple minutes. And then they're cookies.
And then they're cookies.
Yes.
Your dad's going to thank you, Jenna. Your dad's going to thank you.
Hopefully it's going to speed up that healing process so much. He was up and about a couple hours after surgery, so the doctor and his team really attribute that to his current health state. So that was really good news for us.